Necas, the man of the night last night. But let's take an even further dive into the DNA of what the Canes did last night, into the DNA of who the Canes are, which is why last night happened and why it feels a complete 180 from at this time yesterday. A complete 180 from yesterday prior to that game. After the first 15 minutes last night, so we're looking about 15 minutes into the first period, the Canes were down 2-0. 2-0. If you're a soccer fan, 2-0.
2-love.
2-love. Which, if you're an American football fan, it was a safety to 0. Which meant, like, even zooming out a little bit further, 15 minutes into last night's game, the Canes were on a 3-game losing streak. They had been shut out against Tampa Bay 3-0 back on Tuesday, so they had been outscored 5-0 in their last 4 periods and needed to mount a comeback to avoid a 4-game losing streak. It would not have been unreasonable for them to get a little in their head. It would not have been unreasonable for them to start pointing fingers. It would not have been unreasonable for them to start going, woe is me, these injuries, Svetch isn't back, the Pesci's out, wah, wah, wah. That's not what they did, right? They leaned on that thing that we've been telling you is there all season long. They came back. This time it was Necas, right? He was the one that kick-started the turnaround. Late first period goal from Necas. Maybe the prettiest thing that he participated in yesterday wasn't the goal in the first period to cut it to 2-1 or the goal in overtime that won it, both of which he scored. Probably was the setup, right? Shea and Necas combining to set up Kokeniemi with a third period goal to tie it up. That was probably the prettiest thing we saw all night. That's the exact DNA that the Canes have. That's something that only comes with having played together for a long time, being in a system that you trust for a long time, having a coach that you trust who's been there, you guessed it, for a long time. Now look at where you are. You're back to 500, 4-4, which sounds so much better than 3-4. You have Svechnikov back tonight.
Oh, yes, for people who did not know that, Svetch is coming back tonight. As
of a little bit this afternoon, or a little bit before. It was like 11:40. I think the tweet actually came out at 11:39, if we want to be extremely specific. The Hurricanes tweeted out, "I'm back," with a picture of Svetch. So he's back. You want to hear what Rod Brindamore thinks about it? He was on with our good friend Adam Gold earlier today. Here he is.
Well, it's been a long time coming. For him, it's more than us. I mean, he's been itching at it. So he gave us the green light this morning, so that's good. Where does he fit? That's going to be, that'll be a little bit of an ongoing process probably for a while until he gets under his, gets some minutes in.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just monitor it, and he'll probably play a little bit here and there, and we'll just keep ramping him up as he gets more comfortable.
So,
thank you, Adam. I'll finish this sentence for Adam. So, everything's kind of turning around for the Canes,
right?
You turn around the game, which that had the sense of the third period goal. The Kokeniemi goal for me felt like a turning point in the early part of the season for the Canes. It had like that movie moment thing where that one finds the back of the net and everyone's like, "Yay, way to go, Charlie!" Mighty Ducks. Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And then, right, suddenly, they're I don't know if you saw, they're walking to the little whatever presented by Invisalign, walk into the stadium. Everyone today has like a little bit more swag, a little bit more fashion, taking a little bit more risk, maybe a brighter suit, maybe a bolder plaid pattern. Svetch is back. It's like, they're whistling when they walk, metaphorically, a little bit of bounce in their step. Feels like everything kind of changed, right? That comeback could be a turning point in the early part of the season for the Canes, which is what we were kind of waiting for.
Yeah.
We knew it was in there. We had a lot of confidence that this core would find it. They knew what it felt like, right? I talk a lot about the winning glow. If you're on a team that wins in the postseason, if you're on a team that wins a championship, if you're on a team that turns around a culture, there's this winning glow because everybody knows you are aware of what it feels like when things are going well. And the beauty of that is you're aware of what it feels like when things aren't going well and you know something needs to change. There was no doubt in my mind through 7 games when they were 3-4. Right, when they had gone, 2-4 on the road trip, and they were on a 3-game losing streak, every single person in the Canes locker room knew this isn't just like a, hey, let's wait and figure it out. It's, all right, let's change what we need to change. Let's get it where we need to get it. Last night, they got it where it needed to go. They got it where it needed to go. It was, I believe, their most complete game.
Oh, 100%.
Freddie gave. Let's just look at the goalie. Let's just look at Freddie. Okay, I don't put those 2 goals on him. I think that obviously, sure. Would you like for him to make some kind of unbelievable save?
Sure.
Yes, but I don't put those on him. But still, it's disheartening to give up boom back-to-back goals in the first period. But then in the second period, sometimes he's pulling off a whole bunch of crazy stuff to keep the Canes in it. And then, of course, he does end up getting picked up, and then overtime they get the win. That's such a little thing that you expect from your veteran goaltender that they hadn't been getting. Now, part of that is because Freddie's been hurt, but you'd like Ronta, you'd like Kochetkov to pull off similar feats because they both won a bunch of games last year too. Like it's not like they were complete inexperience. It just last night was such a breath of fresh air.
It was, and Robert Moore said it after the game. The team deserved to win that game. It's not like they just pulled one out of nowhere. Like, hey, we played terribly, but we got 2 lucky bounces, and before you know it, we scored an overtime. Everything's good. We got 2 points out of it. And I think it's also good for them this early in the season to play as well as they did, to play as close to how they want to play and be rewarded with it by winning the game. By getting the 2 points in the standings out of this. Because had they lost that game, I think it would have been kind of deflating. Because I felt going into the third, when they were down 2-1, felt like next goal would win.
Mm-hmm. And
it felt like next goal was going to win.
And it played out that way. But it was very different. They won a shootout game. I think it was the first of the road trip. So it would have been the Kings game.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, even Rod was saying, we kind of escaped with one there, right? It was they won it in the shootout. Again, no one was giving it back, but it was very much we stole one there, right? We probably you don't want to say you didn't deserve. You don't want to say you didn't deserve it, but body language tells a lot. Last night was kind of the opposite. It's like, we won in overtime, but we played well enough to win in. We could have been in control the whole game if a few things broke our way. That's let's do that hockey. That's what it is. But it's a different vibe, and now you have the opportunity tonight against San Jose to win on back-to-back nights.
Mm-hmm.
This is a team that you've beaten once, so it's not like you're looking to avenge, but you are looking to sweep the season series.
Hey, there you go. We're already 9 games in the season. We're already completing the season series.
You split the season series with Seattle. Now you're looking to sweep a season series with San Jose. But more importantly, you're looking to come home after a tough road trip, win 2, not only take in the breath of fresh air, but exhale the breath of fresh air and kind of, start breathing better and allow everybody to get back to normal and be above 500. I thought last night could end up. It could be one of those games we look back on a month from now and go, all right, everything kind of pivoted there.
If they back up yesterday's game with another strong game today, you can say this is the springboard.
Exactly. And then I'm pinpointing the third period goal set up beautifully. Kotkaniemi finds the back of the net, and I'm going, that's the fulcrum. That's the the GPS recalculating point of the season.